Discover the dark secrets of historical figures, unveiling the hidden sides of history's icons. History tends to glorify its most prominent figures, portraying them as visionaries, heroes, or champions of justice. However, behind the public personas of many historical figures lies a darker, more complicated story. These hidden truths often remain buried beneath layers of myth, propaganda, and selective storytelling. Unveiling the dark secrets of these individuals reveals the complexities of their lives and the moral ambiguities that shaped their actions. Here are some of the lesser-known and often troubling secrets of history's most celebrated figures. Thomas Jefferson, the paradox of freedom. Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence, is celebrated as a champion of liberty and democracy. He famously wrote that all men are created equal and played a pivotal role in the founding of the United States. However, Jefferson's legacy is marred by his personal involvement in the institution of slavery. Despite his public advocacy for freedom, Jefferson enslaved over 600 people during his lifetime, including his own children, whom he fathered with Sally Hemings, one of his enslaved women. The dark secret. Jefferson's relationship with slavery was deeply hypocritical. He publicly condemned the institution, yet he relied on the labor of enslaved people to sustain his lavish lifestyle at Monticello. He also failed to free the majority of his enslaved workers upon his death, leaving his own descendants in bondage. Historians have debated Jefferson's true stance on slavery, with some arguing that he was a product of his time, while others contend that his failure to act on his professed beliefs reveals a darker side to his character. Winston Churchill, the controversial leader. Winston Churchill is often remembered as the resolute British Prime Minister who led the United Kingdom through the dark days of World War II. His stirring speeches and steadfast leadership helped rally the British people against the threat of Nazi Germany. However, Churchill's legacy is far from unblemished. His actions during Britain's imperial rule, particularly in India and Africa, have drawn significant criticism. The dark secret. Churchill's views on race and imperialism were rooted in a deep belief in white supremacy and the superiority of the British Empire. He expressed disdain for colonized peoples and held racist attitudes toward Indians, Africans, and others under British rule. Churchill's policies during the Bengal famine of 1943, when millions of Indians died of starvation, are particularly controversial. Critics argue that his refusal to send aid to the region and his diversion of food supplies contributed to the disaster, with Churchill callously blaming the victims for breeding like rabbits. While celebrated as a wartime hero, Churchill's darker legacy reveals the harsh realities of British imperialism. Mahatma Gandhi, the flawed advocate of nonviolence. Mahatma Gandhi is revered around the world as the father of Indian independence and the leader of the nonviolent resistance movement against British colonial rule. His philosophy of nonviolence, ahimsa, and civil disobedience inspired countless movements for social justice and freedom. However, Gandhi's personal beliefs and actions have come under scrutiny, revealing a more complex and sometimes troubling side to his character. The dark secret. Gandhi's views on race, gender, and sexuality were not as progressive as his legacy suggests. During his early years in South Africa, Gandhi held racist views toward Black Africans, describing them as uncivilized and campaigning for the rights of Indians over Africans. Although he later renounced such views, his early racism remains a blemish on his record. Gandhi's treatment of women has also been criticized, particularly his practice of sleeping naked with young women, including his grandnieces, to test his vow of celibacy. These actions, which Gandhi described as spiritual exercises, have been condemned as inappropriate and damaging to the women involved. While Gandhi remains a symbol of peace and resistance, his personal flaws remind us that even great leaders are not without their contradictions. John F. Kennedy, the charismatic president with a double life. John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, is often remembered for his charisma, his inspiring speeches, and his efforts to promote civil rights and space exploration. His assassination in 1963 further cemented his status as a martyr of American democracy. However, behind the glamorous public image, Kennedy led a secretive and reckless personal life that has only come to light in the years following his death. The dark secret. Kennedy's presidency was marked by a series of extramarital affairs, including alleged relationships with Hollywood star Marilyn Monroe and numerous other women. His womanizing was well known among his inner circle, and his reckless behavior often put him at risk of blackmail, potentially compromising national security. In addition to his affairs, Kennedy suffered from numerous health issues, including Addison's disease, which were concealed from the public. His use of powerful drugs to manage his condition, combined with his clandestine relationships, paint a picture of a president who was far more vulnerable and reckless than his polished image suggested. Martin Luther King Jr. The private struggles of a civil rights icon. Martin Luther King Jr. is celebrated as one of the greatest leaders of the American civil rights movement. His commitment to nonviolent resistance and his powerful oratory helped bring about significant legal and social changes in the fight for racial equality. However, recently uncovered documents and FBI surveillance records have revealed aspects of King's personal life that complicate his legacy. The dark secret. King's extramarital affairs and personal struggles with fidelity have come to light in the years since his assassination. The FBI, under the direction of J. Edgar Hoover, conducted extensive surveillance on King, attempting to use his personal failings to discredit him and undermine the civil rights movement. While King's contributions to civil rights remain undeniable, the revelations about his private life raise questions about the ways in which public figures are remembered and the extent to which their personal flaws should affect their legacies. King's life serves as a reminder that even the most iconic leaders are human, with all the complexities and imperfections that come with it. Catherine the Great, a ruler with a ruthless streak. Catherine the Great is often remembered as one of Russia's greatest and most enlightened rulers, overseeing the expansion of the Russian Empire and promoting the arts and education. Her reign is considered the golden age of the Russian aristocracy. However, beneath her image as a progressive leader, Catherine harbored a ruthless side that was necessary for maintaining her power. The dark secret. Catherine's rise to power was marked by intrigue and violence, including the overthrow and possible murder of her husband, Peter III, in a coup that she may have orchestrated. Once on the throne, Catherine suppressed several rebellions and was known to crush her enemies with brutal force. While she presented herself as an enlightened despot, Catherine's reign was also marked by an increase in serfdom, with peasants suffering under harsh conditions. Catherine's legacy is one of contrasts: enlightenment and repression, cultural advancement and political ruthlessness. Conclusion. The dark secrets of historical figures reveal the complexities and contradictions of those who have shaped our world. While history often remembers these individuals for their achievements and contributions to society, it is important to recognize that they were also flawed, sometimes deeply so. By examining the darker aspects of their lives, we gain a more nuanced understanding of history and the ways in which power, privilege, and human imperfection have shaped the course of events.